welcome back. It's been a minute since I've uploaded for sure, but also since I have given you an update on my gray hair journey. Now, if you're new here and you haven't seen my original video, go check it out right here, and I'll link it down in the description below. But that was about 8 months into me growing out my gray hair and going cold turkey with the dye, and I also chopped my hair off. So it was about like this, this long when I did that video as well. So it's grown quite a bit. I'm recording this in, when is this? June. It's been, math is hard, almost July. So it's been about, we'll say 16 months almost since I went cold turkey with growing out my hair. So this is my 16-month, I guess, anniversary of growing out my gray hair. And I got a lot of questions on my last video, and it's funny because everyone's like, oh, you should do another video, and I'm like, I said everything I wanted to say about going gray in that one video. So if you're interested in that, please go check it out. I did want to address some questions and comments that I've gotten from that video, which I think has like 57,000 views, which is crazy. I never thought that growing gray was like that big of a thing, but it is. So a few things that came up since I posted that, and thank you all for who commented if you're watching this video and you saw that one, and for encouraging me on this and sharing a little bit about your own experience. It's been really interesting to see everybody's different take on this process and what it means for you in your life. So I think I'm going to start with the first thing is that, wow, time. Time is your best friend, and I know it can be so challenging to have patience for this process, because I'm not gonna lie, there have been many moments where I was like, let's just dye it, let's just get rid, like these ends, I was like, oh, I need them to be gone because they look all tired and unhealthy and just gross. And I was like, this is starting to look nice and, you know, healthy and natural, and this is just like, blah, gotta get rid of it. And so there were a couple, I even bought a thing of hair dye, like some organic stuff that would wash out eventually, just to sort of tide me over, but I was like, no, I gotta hang tight. So I do appreciate some of my friends who talked me off the ledge on that one. So I would say that, you know, the last couple of months for me, just looking in the mirror, obviously it's been quarantine land, so not going out in public as much, but you know, for me, just looking in the mirror the past couple of months, so about 14 months into the process, is when I really felt like this was more my look as opposed to this, and it didn't really look so obvious and stark between, oh, look at all the gray hair, and look at her dyed ends. So time is amazing. And so if you're one of the people watching this and you're like, oh, I don't think I can handle this, just be patient, which leads me to sort of my next idea or tip for you, or something that came up, is that I had to figure out a way that my hair looked good, still, even with the dye. And so I didn't do it today. I just straightened it a little bit after I blow dried it, because I washed it today, so I wanted to show you guys kind of like a fresh, this is what my hair looks like when it was still a little bit shorter even, but even now when it's longer, if I just put some waves in it, it actually looks kind of cool, and maybe I should do that. I'll do some maybe cut-ins of what that looks like, because it's like different colors and different shades. When I do the curl, it's like two-toned in a way, which I think looks kind of cool, at least for the time being. I just thought that was kind of interesting. So I just found some ways to help my hair look good. And as I said in the last video, I think just being intentional about your hair during this grow out process, so doing a little bit just to make it feel a little more tidy. During quarantine, let's be honest, I've mostly just been throwing my hair in a ponytail and not washing it ever, so that's okay too. But for the days where you're feeling down about your hair, I would encourage you to take a shower, wash it, you know, and then do a little zhuzh, blow dry it, whatever your hair regimen needs to be, just to feel a little more tidy. And I think it'll get you out of that mojo of like, oh, I should just dye it or just do something different and give up on this process. Also, I wanted to address kind of some people who were kind of, I don't know, it felt a little bit like a call out, I don't know, but and I mentioned this in the video as well, about how some people are like, oh, you're barely gray, wait till you're all, you know, white. And I'm like, well, that's kind of the point. I mean, I may not be as gray as a lot of people, which is fine, but I'm also, you know, I want to be to the point where as I do get older and as I get more gray and eventually more white, that my hair just transitions naturally. And as opposed to sort of this stark line situation. And so I'd rather start now in my 30s, you know, just having my natural look, and then as I age gracefully into my 40s and 50s and beyond, that this, as it gets lighter and more gray and more white, it'll just do it gradually and naturally over time. So yeah, I understand. My hair isn't super white or super gray like some people are grappling with, but here's the thing, I commend you. Like if you are have a lot more white and a lot more gray than I have, or you're just older and so that's just happened, you know, more for you because you've aged more, I think it's amazing. I still think you should do it, even if it's a more of a stark line than I have. I'm so impressed and inspired by so many women that I've seen in all the social medias who are doing this. So definitely go check out the grombre Instagram account. There's so many great individuals on that, and just look at the hashtag as well over on Instagram. You'll see so many amazing people that are so inspiring. So highly recommend you go check it out, because that'll give you some inspiration and motivation to keep going. And again, don't compare yourself. I mean, if you have way more gray and white than I have, or way less, like, it's okay. Just do you and do what you're comfortable with. And again, coming back to that issue of patience, you have to have patience with this. One of the other things I have discovered through this process too is that now that I've actually let my hair grow out, in almost majority of it now is gray. There's obviously, it's still not exactly grown out. I'm supposed to get my hair cut today and I was gonna chop it off again, but I really like being able to have a ponytail in the summertime, so I decided not to. So we're just gonna let it keep growing and then I'll eventually cut it all off. But one of the things I've noticed is that my hair, my gray, is really just sort of like the front half of my head. So it's like right here at the crown, there's definitely a lot of gray, and then forward, there's a ton of gray. Like if I go this, whoa, hello. If I go this way with my hair, you can see there's a lot more gray underneath here. I've got a nice stripe going on. So there's all this gray up front, but I've noticed that underneath on the back, it's still dark. There's definitely gray bits and pieces in there for sure, strands, but it's mostly still just my dark brown on the back underneath. And almost all of this is new growth. So this is all my natural hair, which is so crazy because I'm like, this is what my hair used to look like growing up, and I cannot believe I ever dyed it. Like, it's so nice. So yeah, you can tell a big difference between all these colors. So I've got this dark down below, I've got this, you know, the gray coming down here, and then the old nasty brunette orange dye left over. So I was just gonna show you guys real quick, do a little spin work for you, and see if we can get the back of my hair for you. This. So this is what it looks like. So right now I am in a room, there are no lights on, and I'm sitting in front of a window that has the shades down. So I'm just gonna show you what my hair looks like with like more sunlight, like more natural light. So hold on one second. Oh, whoo, hey, that's bright. Okay, so this is what my hair looks like in more of the daylight. I don't know if it helps you see the gray more or less. Yeah. So there you go, that's what my hair looks like. It's a little bright, let's turn this down. One of the things I will just end this video with, because all I wanted to do was just show you, this is my update. This is 16 months to be decided, yeah, 16-month update, and showing you how it looks so far. For me, I'm like actually loving it. I cannot wait until it's all grown out. It's gonna be amazing. It was so funny, I was hanging out with my fam, on the farm in Kansas, and my brother and my nephew, my youngest nephew who's 15, were able to come, and we're all just hanging out. We're like going fishing at the pond, and I'm like sitting next to my nephew. I was like kind of complaining to my sister-in-law. I was like, oh, I just want it to all grow out and be like a normal color instead of all this stuff. And my nephew was like, you didn't dye your hair that gray? And I was like, nope, that's all natural. He's like, wow, like, oh my gosh, you're so old. I don't feel old. I feel young and energetic and lovely. Here's the thing about aging is that I have loved every decade of my life so far, and every decade just gets better and better and better. And for me, I feel like embracing my natural hair color, including all the gray, is just like a part of me learning to really love myself and appreciate my body and everything that it gives me, including gray hair, and just really trying to be authentic to myself. And it's taken me a long time to like even get to the stage I'm at now, where I'm just like, I'm pretty cool. I have a lot to offer the world, and I also have, you know, my own issues and flaws for sure, that we're, you know, I think we're always on a self-improvement journey in a lot of ways, but I've also learned to accept myself in a lot of ways. And my gray hair is just one of many things that I think is part of me embracing who I am, my authentic self, and being real and authentic with the world as well. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I will be releasing more time management, goal setting, business, how to build an online business that you can run from anywhere, because this is what I do. And I'll be releasing a lot more of that content as well, including the brand new all-in-one system that I'm running my entire business on, which I love, and I'll be telling you more about that later. So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope to see you in the next video. So until next time, remember that every day you postpone a dream, you weaken it just a little. So get out there and make some magic happen. Cheers.